ISUPK.
That was the fact that he gave his best to the Most High, and Cain offered whatever the hell was on the ground. That's right. Cain offered whatever was there, the turnips, the greens, and the so-called white man has that exact same spirit in Canada towards the Lord. You know, when just does everything he wants to do and anything against the Lord, which is why they're shipping Jamaican weed by the pound, by the boatload. The spirit of Bob Marley is reaching Toronto with all the recreational marijuana. Why? Because the so-called white man does everything against the Most High. That's the same spirit that Cain had, with offering greens and vegetables, whatever he found on the ground, versus Abel, who offered his best. You get my point? That's like who? Jacob. He wrestled an angel. To wrestle a goddamn angel, you got to be pretty strong. You have to want your blessing. You get my point? And Jacob wanted it the same way Abel wanted it, which is why we say that Cain is in the spirit of the so-called white man, whereas Abel is in the spirit of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's right. All right. Keep going. Verse 5. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
The Lord don't respect it. He don't respect you. You feel what I'm saying? He doesn't respect it. All right, keep going.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
That's right. Keep going.
And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
That's right.
And if thou...
He upset. He upset for not following the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Lord established. You got something?
So basically, if I understand properly, the Lord Yahweh, he asked both brothers to do an offering, and Abel did it the right way, but Cain did it his own way, basically, right?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
One more thing, I have an extra Bible. Can I pass it around? Maybe someone can follow.
Oh, we about to jump out right with this, all right? The water, brother. I appreciate it. Like, that's biblical stuff. What do they eat? Gefilte fish. Matzah. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with God. You get what I mean? Don't God want flavor? You feel what I'm saying? Don't they got a bowl, a jar with fish sitting for years? Alright? You get what I'm saying? The matzah. Nah, man. Alright? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That chart that you see from the ISUPK is from the Lord. When you read the scriptures and you see all the details of the different tribes, it's perfect. It's perfect. You feel what I'm saying? You read about Moses, and you see what Moses did with Aaron and the Levites. You see that power? And then you look at what? Toussaint, who was just talking about? Toussaint Overture? Jean Baptiste? Down in Haiti? That's the same spirit. Am I right or wrong? You feel what I'm saying? They don't have that spirit. So he don't know what he's talking about. A fruitful bowl. You guys see fruit?
Yeah, right. Talking about so-called
Puerto Ricans? Boy, we get you an Ephraimite red bottle. You touch her. I'm pregnant. You feel what I'm saying? Right. They fruitful. That's beautiful. That's all biblical. Everything points to every tribe, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Send them here. If you don't want to come in, he ain't real. You feel what I'm saying? All right. Anything else?
If I got to, sir. There's a scripture in Jeremiah 12:9 that states that mine inheritance is as a speckled bird. Arabs, you ask them, are Arabs light skin and dark skin? They'll say, yeah, Chinese people, are there Cambodians who are dark-skinned, and Laos, people from Laos, people from Vietnam that are dark-skinned, and then there are very light-skinned Chinese people that are giving you 2 wings and fried rice in Toronto. They'll say, yeah, well, are black people, can they be different colors? Because that's Pan-African, and that's as crazy as you know, pigs fly on the moon. Every race of people have different shades of color, except for the so-called white man who was cursed with the mark of Cain being
And even he got different tones.
Right, even,
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, guy. You know what I'm saying? You get the Irish and you get the Italian. Right? They both Edomites. They both come from them caves. They both the same people. You feel what I'm saying? But they got different complexions. That's all right. Let them be there. The seed line of your father. That's what it comes back to. All right? Okay? All right? Anything else real quick? Okay. I know we got to be quiet. Can that door close? All right, close that door real quick. The reason why I say that, give yourselves a hand, all right? Make sure you give the brothers and sisters, give them a hand, man, all right? These brothers is in Montreal, these sisters in Montreal, Quebec, standing for the Lord. You feel what I'm saying? This brother from Toronto, they traveled from the T-Dot, all right? He missing out on a Drake concert right now.
okay. Take me to Revelation chapter 18 and verse 8. All right, when you have it, read. Barak Yal, when you get it, read, all right?
So Revelation 18 and 8, correct?
Crown, Revelation 18 and 8. I'm going to get an article real quick before you read on this topic. All right? Yeah. Good, sir. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so the article is titled Why the U.S. could lose the next big war and what that means for Canada. So the so-called white man, they know that there's going to be another big war, another world war that's coming. What they also know is that war is not going to be against any, country on the planet Earth. They know that they're going to start fighting each other, but that fight with each other is going to lead to a man from outer space coming to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? They know that what they say on the news, aliens are going to invade the planet, are going to invade America. What they don't know is that those aliens are actually the angels, the Malachium, led by the one you know as Jesus Christ, by Yahushua. Yahushua is going to return in the midst of the Third World War, and these other countries know it. Yahushua is going to return in the midst of the Third World War, and America knows it. What did America build recently, militarily, that lets you know this? That lets you know that they know something is coming from outer space. I just said it. IR, you know. The Space Force. Remember that? Donald Trump said we're going to build there's going to be a sixth branch of the military. That sixth branch is going to be called the Space Force. Where is China on Mars? Is Poland on Mars? Is there a country of people on another planet? So what in the hell are they building space weapons for? What are they defending from in outer space? I'll tell you what they're defending from. They're defending from the Most High. They're defending from the one you know as Christ, okay, who's a so-called black man. That's what they're defending from. And they know that he's coming to return to save Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians in Montreal, who they just walked the hell over. They've walked over so-called West Indians in Toronto. With the Moabite, the Arab, every other every other rat and every other race and society coming here, right? Coming here. Now, they're the dregs of their society. They're in wars in Syria, etc., but they're coming over here to take of our businesses. You know what I'm saying? Eat off of us. Eat off of our, funds. Eat off of our resources. Take up ground in our neighborhood. Set up shop in our neighborhood. And eat off of us. Eat us alive, man. Eat us alive. Well, there's a day coming when that's going to end. There's a day coming very soon that's going to end, and America knows it. And Canada knows it. All right? Let me read on the article. This is from the CBC, the Canada Broadcasting Company. It says, why the U.S. could lose the next big war and what that means for Canada. If the U.S. faces a security crisis, So do we, says one defense report. So they know that if America is attacked, that Canada is attacked. That's twofold. First of all, they know that these nations are spiraling into war. Russia is spiraling into war with America. When 20 years ago, you understand, with who said that? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Was that George Bush? Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Remember, you've heard of East and West Berlin? When they had it split after World War II, that wall was knocked down. Like for years, it seemed like America and Russia are going to be best friends. And recently, with Donald Trump in America, right, people across the earth have thought, America and Russia, two greatest friends, two of the greatest allies. Well, they're spiraling back into a state of Cold War, man. Cold War, all right? So read the scripture. Select.
Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
There shall her what?
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Plagues are coming to America. Plagues are coming to Canada. And Canada knows it. Like Canada knows whatever atrocities, whatever crimes, whatever attack happens on American soil is going to happen on Canadian soil. And they all know that one day, all these nations know that one day, when they're fighting in the Middle East, fighting in Korea, fighting in Europe, fighting in Asia, there's going to be a man that comes out of the sky that's going to come to destroy all of them. That's going to come to take all their kingdoms down. All right? In Daniel 2:40, chapter 2 and verse 44, or verse 42, it says, in the midst of those kingdoms, in the midst of these kingdoms ruling, the saints shall take the kingdom. And that's what's going on right now in class. We're taking the kingdom. We're not picking up guns and going out and waging war, which is what every other race does to get out of captivity. We're doing what no other race will do. Waging that spiritual war. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual.
Look at that.
I'm getting out of this.
That smells delicious.
Yeah.
Yes,
Getting
sis.
out of this spiritually by changing our behavior. By stop getting high, stop smoking cigarettes, stop sleeping with stop stealing, stop being homosexual, changing our behavior. So that's how we're getting out of this. If we do that, we begin to change this place. Come on. This place is going to come on again. I don't know if you know this in America. It's like I'm sidebar a little bit. I don't know if you know this, but in America, more people died of heroin overdose last year than the number of deaths in the Vietnam War. The number of U.S. soldiers that died in the Vietnam War, that total was exceeded by the number of people, of whites, that died of heroin overdoses last year. Like, the Lord will bring plagues on these people. We didn't have to lift a finger. I didn't have to commit any violence. I didn't have to hurt anybody. You understand? All I had to do was serve the Most High. You understand? And he's bringing plagues on these people, man. All right? Keep reading. So it said, plague shall come upon her. The her is talking about America, all right, and her allies. Canada is an ally of America, and France, Britain. Go ahead.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her.
Okay. Read that last part again, where it says famine.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her.
She shall be utterly burned with fire, famine, plagues. Death is coming to these lands. Death is coming to these places not because of how they look or how they talk or the way they talk or their accent, because of the content of their character, because of their crimes. Like the so-called white man has committed great crimes to this day by murdering, abducting and raping thousands of so-called Native American Indian women. Thousands, man. Thousands along the Highway of Tears over there in British Columbia. And do not give a damn. There was one story that came out, it was awful. There was one story that came out where a sister was murdered, right, by her husband, a white man that she had married, right? But the sister is so-called Native American Indian. The family said that when she was missing, to make sure that the authorities would look for her, they lied and said she was white. Like imagine like you're in a place where if you say you're Native American Indian, no one's going to come look for you. If you say you're West Indian, you're in Toronto, and you go missing, no one's going to come look for you. If you're a so-called black woman, your black family, your little black girl went missing in Chicago, no one is going to come looking for you. There are 64,000 black women missing in America, in the richest empire on the planet Earth, where they can go 2,000 miles that way, east, and find a man in a goddamn hole. They can't find your daughter, man. Plagues are coming to this place. And that's why. Plagues are coming to this place because the Most High kingdom is crying. You understand? Read on.
Revelation 18, verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her.
And they shall what? They shall bewail her. The kings of the earth that live deliciously with her. Canada is the king of the earth. The Queen of England owns, I believe, all the land in Canada. She's the largest landowner on the planet Earth. And she's lived deliciously off of America. England, France, Germany, you understand, Austria, they've lived deliciously off of America. Canada has lived deliciously off America. And that's why they're worried when America loses a big war. In the scripture it said what? Read it again. They shall bewail.
What does bewail mean?
Bewail, like cry or mourn. You understand? Like when you're wailing, you're screaming, you're howling. You understand? Like imagine a mother that just found out her son died. Her son was shot. You understand what I'm saying? Like that kind of like screaming. You understand? And howling. That's what Canada's going to do. Canada's going to cry for America like your mom cried when your brother died. You understand? Canada's going to cry for America the way our aunts, uncles, the way we've cried for our lost loved ones, the way we've cried and wailed for our brothers and sisters that have died. You understand? And it's only right. Like the Most High is just, you don't have to.
It's for righteousness.
Yeah, it's right. Like the Most High is a just God. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's righteous. You understand? And it's right that justice is given. You understand, to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I steal in Canada, shouldn't I go to jail? If I commit a crime, I should go to jail. If I'm guilty of it, well, the so-called white man is guilty of crimes in Canada. Numerous crimes against the so-called Native Americans, and he's going to be repaid for it. You understand? Just like if you were stealing in his land, he would lock you up. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what the Bible says. Like these plagues are coming on America. Book of Revelation is a heavy book. It talks about death. It talks about, a river of blood being like about 100, 200 miles long. A river of blood that's going to be in the Middle East. I think that's in like Revelation 18 or the 16th chapter, one of those chapters. It talks about the river of blood. You understand? And blood shall be to the horses' bridles. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's coming not because, the Most High is evil or bad, he likes to kill people. He's doing that for justice against his people. Like you're a father and a man kidnapped your daughter, kidnapped your son, you understand, brutalized them and taught them another language, shaved their hair. You understand what I'm saying? And destroyed their descendants. You'd be mad about it. You'd be mad as hell about it. The Most High is. You understand? Read on.
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her. And when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right, they shall lament for her. They'll howl for America when they shall see the smoke of her burning. That's why they're concerned about America losing the next big war. That's why they're concerned about those things, because they've lived deliciously off this place. All right, they've lived deliciously off this place. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second.
Verse 10.
Come on, but hold on 1 second. I'm about to go ahead and set up this live real quick. One second. Go ahead, brother, if you could keep reading.
Standing afar of the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore.
1 second. What verse was that?
Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore.
Right, no one's going to buy America's merchandise in that day. There's not going to be a rush of Canadians going to America for a big Friday sale very soon. Okay, there's going to be a rush of Canadians howling for America, howling for the destruction, and seeing, remember, it says, seeing their torment afar off. America's going to be tormented on. It's going to be war, like I said, famines,
death, and plagues. You understand? Bear with me 1 second. Atwater Library. Bear with me 1 second. Blah, blah, blah. Got sound. Okay. Some issues. All right. All right, keep reading.
Verse 12, merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels.
And all manner of vessels, all the riches, all the different goods that you can get in America. Whole nations are traded on Wall Street in America. Whole nations, commodities, corporations are traded like you play Monopoly in Wall Street. You understand? Down in America. America is the economic center of the earth. America is where all the wealth is. It's where you go Black Friday shopping. It's where the Canadians like to go. New York City. You understand? In the United States. Okay? A place where you get cinnamon, fine gold, different valuable things like that. Read on.
All fine wood and all manner of vessels I'm not sure if Yori.
Say it again.
Yori.
Jewelry. In the Old English, it had eyes where, in the Old English, are J's today. Jewelry, go ahead.
Jewelry and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and brass and iron and marble. Verse 13, and cinnamon.
Right, read on.
And odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men.
And what?
And souls of men.
Whoa, what?
And slaves and souls of men.
And slaves and souls of men. That's why America is so great. And that's why everyone comes to America to do commodities. And that's why the insurance companies are so wealthy, because they traded slaves. And they traded souls of men. That's what America and Canada got rich off of, slavery, man. Slavery and bondage of the so-called North American Indian. Bondage of the so-called Jamaican Maroons that were moved up to Canada from Jamaica. Bondage and slavery of the so-called Negro and Native American Indian all throughout the Americas, chiefly in America, man. North America, the United States, man. That's going to get destroyed, and when it does, Canada is going to bewail it. Belgium will bewail it. You understand? France will bewail the smoke of her burning. So it's going to burn, man. It's going to burn, again, for the crimes that they have committed. You understand what I'm saying? Read on.
Revelation 18, verse 14. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after.
And the what?
And the fruits that thy soul lusted after.
Right, all the delicious fruits. You know what I mean? Guava, and pineapple. You know what I mean? Oranges, nectarines. Read on. Thy soul lusted after, meaning you wanted. You know what I mean? Different delicious fruits. Your smooth fruit, your delicious smoothies. And Starbucks, that goddamn Starbucks. Moco, Coco, Loco, Hata Frata. So-called Caucasians love Starbucks. All right? All the fruits that thy soul lusted after. Read on.
And the fruits that thy soul lusted after,
right,
are departed from thee. And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee.
Right, all things that were dainty and goodly are departed from thee. All right, read on.
And thou shalt find them no more at all.
You'll find them no more at all. Those things aren't going to be found anymore. All right, keep reading.
Verse 15. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand far off of the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 16. And saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Keep reading.
Verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. In a very short time, America and these nations are going to be destroyed, man. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be wiped the hell off the face of the earth. All right, in 1 hour. And the other nations, they're going to bewail the mourning of America. Canada is going to bewail the mourning of America. Why? Because America is going to be destroyed. America is going to be destroyed. It's going to be destroyed by the one you know as Jesus Christ, Yahawashi in the Hebrew. All right, he's coming to destroy it. He's coming to destroy France, man. Coming to destroy France for gassing so-called Haitians in the hulls of ships. And after the Haitians got their freedom rightfully, you understand, through rebellion, the Haitians got their freedom. Napoleon wanted to exterminate them. And those gas chambers that Adolf Hitler used, he got from Napoleon. From Napoleon gassing the Haitians in hulls of ships. That's where Adolf Hitler got his gas chambers from. Like, they've done a number on us here in Canada, here in Haiti, in the United States, in Mexico. They've destroyed the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, and for that, they're going to be destroyed. And the other nations are going to look at America, see America burning, and they're going to lament it. Canada is going to howl, and going to be scared to death when America is destroyed.
It's a lot. If I could, sir, just real quick, it's a lot. What you said is so heavy when you talk about the gas chambers, because you know every year the Jewish man pushes. I went to the movie theater, I think Wednesday night,
Right.
to see the movie Creed.
Right.
They showing Schindler's List again.
Right.
Now, Schindler's List been out for 20 years, but they're going to show it every year to bring up that gas chambers. You know what I'm saying? So, as they mourn for their people, always. That's powerful that you're bringing that out. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
That they did that to us in Haiti. What you say about it? In the ship?
In the hulls of ships, they were gassing so-called Haitians. Napoleon was doing that.
Right.
If I could.
Okay? So we should have, everybody should know that.
Right.
Every black, Hispanic, and Native American should know that as a part of their history and how diabolical and disgusting the white man is for doing that to us, our people. You know what I'm saying? And we should push it to our children as much as possible. You feel what I'm saying? Just like how they got Schindler's List.
Come.
If you ever see Schindler's List, they always got the little girl in the movie.
Right.
In the picture. For you to go watch Schindler's List, they always make sure they show a little Jewish little girl with ruby red shoes on, lost, because they done took all her family away from her and put them in gas chambers.
Right.
Well, what did they do to us for 400 years?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? His brother's still getting thrown in gas chambers right now for crimes that they did not commit. You feel what I mean?
Come.
Okay, but that's heavy, brother. So go ahead. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Come on, concert, the water. What verse you got?
Verse 17.
Keep reading.
Verse 17. So, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
Right, we're at Revelation chapter 18, verse 17, and it says, for in 1 hour so great riches are come to naught. Like America, France especially, was wealthy. What? Chocolate, oula, wee wee, snails, and all that other garbage, French wine. How did they get all that? They got it off the blood, sweat, and tears of the so-called Haitians, man. That's how they got rich. And their great riches is going to come to nothing very soon. Canada's great riches is going to come to nothing. All right? Because they say, what was that? In America, like even growing up, they had taught us in school that the Canadians were a little bit softer. Like you know what I mean? Like the so-called white man in Canada, he didn't treat the Native American Indians like those Americans did. Those Americans were horrible. Meanwhile, there's thousands of Native American Indian women missing on one stretch of a damn highway.
That's right.
They can go find a man 2,000 miles east in a hole, but they can't find Native Indian women. They don't know what's going on. They do know. And in 1 hour, so great riches is coming to naught. And that's why it's going to be destroyed. Keep reading.
And every shipmaster in all the company in ships and sailors in the and every shipmaster in all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off. Verse 18.
And many trade by sea stood afar off. To this day, most of your goods are traveling how? By ship. To this day, 95% of your manufactured good is traveling by ship, not by air, but by ship. And that's heavy that it says that all their trade is going to be destroyed. Why? Because America's gone. There is no more Wall Street. Wall Street is up in flames, up in smoke. There is no more DC. DC is destroyed by the one you know as Jesus Christ or Yahawashi. There's going to be an invasion of the planet. All right, everything you saw in movies with the so-called white man calling in aliens and we come in peace and they're going to reason with them, that's not how it's going to happen. It says in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. In 1 hour they're going to come and smack the teeth out of every nation, okay, that is destroyed, so-called Haitians, so-called West Indians. France is going to get its teeth knocked out. America, Canada is going to get its teeth knocked out. There's going to be no contest. You understand? It's going to be Mike Tyson versus Justin Bieber. You understand? That's how it's going to be in the ring. It's going to be in 1 hour. It's going to be America's going to be shaken like a fruit that's ripe, ready to come off the tree. All right, keep reading.
verse 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
What verse is that?
Verse 18.
All right, Ayar, you pick it up from verse 18 where he was at?
And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason
Right.
of her costliness.
I believe it says costliness, right?
Costliness.
Costliness, go ahead.
And in 1 hour is she made desolate.
In 1 hour she made desolate. A short period of time, all this is going to be destroyed, man. All this is going to be destroyed. And Canada knows it, and they're worried if America will be destroyed. And all other European nations are worried as well. Drop that. Let me get Ezekiel the 38th chapter. So we're going into So what we're going into how America is soon going to be destroyed. That World War III is coming. You know what I mean? Remember, it says in the book of Revelations, right? It says the first woe is past. It's like the first woe is past, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The third destruction is coming quickly. Which is what? That's the third world's war. And it's coming quickly, all right? And America is going to be destroyed, and other nations are going to cry over it. They're going to cry over it because they can't make money off of slavery. They can't have the best Belgium and French chocolate in the world off of destroying generations of Haitians, generations of West Indians. They can't do that anymore. They can't have their delicious coffee off of the backs of our brothers, the so-called Peruvians, the so-called Brazilians, so-called Colombians. They can't have that anymore. And what else do they love? You know what I mean? We're talking about the so-called white man, cocaine. There's just going to be no more cocaine. There's going to be no more pills and heroin, right, when America is destroyed. All his drugs that he loves, especially his drugs, all right, all his drugs that this drug addict loves are going to be destroyed, and they're not going to be around anymore. All that's going to be gone, all right? Trooper Ayar, I want you to read Ezekiel 38 and 3, all right? Like World War III is in the Bible, American independence is in the Bible, Canada, right, France, and Europe as a whole gaining as much power as they have is in the Bible. The transatlantic slave trade is in the Bible. All these things are in the Bible. What we have to do is we have to learn the truth of the Bible. Like in the Christian church, they never said that. I've never heard that, you know what I mean, like the American independence is in the Bible. I never heard that, you know what I mean, the so-called Haitians are in the Bible. I never heard that. So-called West Indians are in the Bible. That we have a history before slavery. We have a history before Toussaint Louverture. Huh? What was the question?
Slightly out of line. Do that hour mean short period of time or literally 1 hour?
Right. It's not literally an hour. You know what I mean? Don't get mathematical with the Bible like that. Well, this is an hour. This is 2 hours. You know what I mean? Just put it together. It's 3 hours. That's not what that means. An hour in the Bible is a very short period of time. All right. A day in the Bible is another period of time. You know what I mean? 1,000 years in the Bible is a long period of time. It's not literally 1,000 years. An hour is not literally an hour. It's a very short time. All right, it's a first round knockout. That's what basically the scripture is saying. That the white man is going to get knocked out in the first hour. All right, the Canadian government, French government, all their militaries are going to be destroyed for the crimes that they've committed that have gone unanswered. You understand? The UN said that, isn't that right, Captain Zania? The UN said that America should pay the Negroes in America reparations. They have not done that. You understand what I'm saying? They have not done that. Well, guess what? Christ is coming back, and he's going to get reparations back for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indians.
That's right.
All right. Can you give me Ezekiel 38 and 3? IR?
Ezekiel 38, verse 3.
Go ahead.
And say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I'm against thee, O God.
I'm against thee, O who?
O God.
Anyone know who Gog is? Gog? Remember, all these lands are talking about countries today. You understand what I'm saying? Like because we've been in the Christian church so long, we've been taught that the Bible is a fairy tale. Adam and Eve is this make-believe story. Throw out the Old Testament and have the blood of Jesus, whatever that means. And we'll never explain what that actually means. You understand what I'm saying?
Is that the Russian, sir?
That's exactly what it's talking about. Gog and Magog is talking about Russia and her allies, which you heard of years ago as the Soviet Union. You know what I mean? Russia, Ukraine, and Eastern Europe. You understand? They're going to get back together. They're going to get back together, and they're going to get strong again. All right, but the Lord said there, He's what? He's against Gog and Magog. The Most High is against Russia. He's going to bring Russia into war with America, which is going to bring the earth into war, all right? Which is going to result in the destruction of Canada and of America, all right? Keep reading.
Oh God, Prince, Chief Prince Meshach.
Meshach, that's the ancient name for Moscow. All right, Tubal talking about the area of Turkey. Read on.
And thou will turn thee back, put hooks into thy jaws.
All right, he's going to turn these nations back and put hooks into their jaws. The Soviet Union was dissolved. There is no more Soviet Union. All those countries broke up. All right, and they go back to what they're doing best: get drunk and sell prostitutes. You understand? And everybody thought it's cool. You know what I mean? Everybody split up. Russia's by itself. They got presidents now. They don't have those dictators. Stalin's dead. You know what I mean? Everything's cool now, right? But the Most High said he's going to put hooks into their jaws. He's going to turn them back. And right now, Russia's being turned back like a fish gets turned back. For years, Russia didn't want any smoke with America. That's why there was a Cold War. They fought proxy wars. They were never fighting each other. Russia didn't want any part of America. But soon, Russia's going to be pushed into war with America to free everyone in this room. You understand? Like the Most High has a plan. There's God's plan, right? Right, IR, 6 dot, God's plan. God's plan, okay, not according to Drake, but according to the truth. God's plan is for the Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian to be saved, man. That's the Most High's plan, and for them to rule like we were raised to, like we were supposed to since Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right? The Most High is against Gog and Magog. He's going to turn them back. Read on.
Verse 4.
Read on.
And I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws.
Right.
And I'll bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
All sorts of armor. Go ahead.
Even a great company with bucklers and shields. All of them handling swords.
All of them handling swords. They're not coming to hug and kiss. All nations aren't coming together. You understand? The Rainbow Coalition and the Kumbaya, all nations joining hand in hand. White people and little white girls and little black boys. I don't know how familiar you are with Martin Luther King, but he's...
Nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues. Call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?